One of you dongers said to do a video, so here we are. It's going big single and stuff. Not because I want to, because that rear turbo's buggered. Nothing has happened with this car since it was sprayed and put in here. I did have window tint put on, which I got to get redone because it's, you know, that way. There's a couple of scratches. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you saw it before, which I don't know if it's in the video, it was terrible before we painted it. Now it looks nicer. So yeah, this is going out. I have a cast manifold. There's a stainless one somewhere. I've got two different gates and some bits and stuff inside. Anyway, we're gonna start pulling this off. That's it. Yeah. So the first one came out that easy. We figured we'd put the camera on. Also, this is where we're up to. But look how rusty they are. Zoom in on the rust. That's like, you know. And then we'll just see if now that the video camera's on, we get it bound and it just shears straight off. But it didn't. Look at that. They used to put shit together well, because this has never, probably, maybe, been apart. But also, all these hoses broke. They're not good. But all the nuts, like, how hot has this been for however long? And look how shit it is, and I just undid it by hand. Right? Get your shit together, Ford. Oh, that washer's like fused on there. Well, that's actually a rust hole around the side. I got two more to go. We got time for this to shear. I miss turbo cars. I've been playing boats and trailers for too long. I feel like a piece of shit. We got to here. There's two bolts under this turbo, still holding the two in. The front one's all undone, everything's removed. That's where we're stopping, because I don't have a jack here to get under here because it's a fence house. But we have a box of assortments that'll go down there with the rubbish and stay for 10 years. Okay, things have been removed. That is, in cars, not a thing. You should, yeah, pull the motor. So there's these studs. Anyway, that. And this one here in a bracket in Y. And that's an O2 sensor. And we pulled the rear turbo, split it in half. So, you know, that's a thing now. And like, there's the rear turbo there. And it's all, look at this. And bracketry and that. But anyway, look, we've done a thing. It's now getting on dark again, day 3, to get 2 friggin' turbos out, but it's out. Look, hooray! Just breathing. So we couldn't help. We had to put it in. It's not the biggest turbo in the world. It should just be good for a comfy, hopefully 450 at most. I'm not going for monster power. It's just, these cars don't handle nice, and I'm not putting money in to make it handle nice. And it's auto. Maybe manual swap. I do have another manifold. This is just a cheap Chinese casty. I have a cheap Chinese stainy. Yeah. So, which I've already re-welded before even out of the box. I welded it. So, we'll pull this off and have a bit of a look at the other one. But, I mean, this gives us, what's that? 3 fingers. My hands are small. 2 inches between there and there. There's enough room for the exhaust. We do have a heat shield here over the brake booster, because I know people melt them in the old Poopers and the Hiluxes when you do the swap. Yeah, and then it'll be Screamer as well down there, somewhere tucked up nice and tight. Alright, I'll grab the other manifold and we'll have a look at that one. Ta-da! It looks smaller now. I mean, it's got its pros and its cons. That manifold's, oh, I've already welded it, like I said. It is much lower, which I do like. The gate position, it's a bit hard to see on this, but it's pointing at the block. But I think I had that other gate's 90 degrees, I think. So there's gate. It'll come out the side and sort of shoot down there. Maybe, alright, we'll use this one or something close to this one.
We might have to bastardize it a bit to make it work, but
I'm thinking I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to buy a third manifold.
One more fold. Lock it in place.
Turbo. Oh.
Make weird noise in the background of the video.
Yeah, see how it's already standing over because of the way it's... Maybe I should loosen these and spin it, and then I can see what I can do with my pipe work here, which look at all this bullshit. It does look small. It looks very small now. It looks way small.
We'll have to get an Asian lady to hold it and look bigger.
Yeah, you need them photo hands. Damn it, now I can't use any of this.
Sure you can.
I'm not going to. The video doesn't make it look bigger either. So anyway, over here I've got this box. Can I fit this directly on the front of it?
Yeah, pass it in.
And that might make it look bigger, or it'll make it look even smaller. Ooh. And everyone doesn't oil these, so they're kind of garbage. Look at that, just it looks even smaller.
It hides it. It completely, look, go in front of it. You can't even fucking see the turbo.
That's a little embarrassing. That can go back in its box. Alright, I'm not changing the turbo size. Fuck you. Ah, son of a bitch. Fuck. Right in the fuck. Dick. 3 days. Nice. We're back. I had a week off because I cooked my shoulder really bad. Don't know what I did. I laid down and I guess old age kicked in at that point and my shoulder was absolute shit. So we got oil feed in. I don't exactly remember where my last video stopped, but there's just a fitting. It's a M12 by 1.25 into a -4, which this is a -4 line, which will go to the turbo. I'm calling it a service loop, but really my line is too long. I don't feel the need to change it. It's just an oil feed. It's a Teflon lined stainless thing, you know, stuff. I did do some things. I made an exhaust gasket because I didn't want to spend 30 bucks on a stainless one. I made this too. This is for the sensor that goes down in the bottom of the cat. Where's my pipe? I made this. I hope it should line up for the sensor, which I'm going to weld into the new dump pipe. I don't actually know what it was, but I did it anyway. This little beauty, I welded up the top fitting and then tapped it to 1.8 NPT and put my temp sensor in, so it's all nice and neat. I'm going to keep this for my water feed, and I'll probably use the other one down here, and then I'll bung off the second turbo stuff at the back. I also made a plate for this because they run that stupid O2 sensor. I didn't really want to wait for another one to rock up, so I'm just going to weld that onto the dump pipe, and that's going to work. I'll drill some holes so obviously it goes through the tube and just TIG it, so that's easy. And I got fittings to do the oil return, which I'm going to start on today. I'll put that back in to seal it up. It still needs a big clean. So this is the bit that bolts to the block that I've got. It's, you know, an alley plate -10 fitting, came with the bolts and gaskets. It was like 20 bucks Australian, or it might have been 30 bucks Australian. Either way, it was change. So I'm going to remove that return line, and we're going to bolt that in, and then put a bit of 400 series hose on it, and I'm just going to put a hose clamp. We've started putting this on, and then I remembered I'm doing a video. Oil return's still in there. We did that earlier. Bracket underneath's gone. We put this in temporarily. Got a clamp there, nothing up here because there's obviously plenty of space to do it. I removed the heater. Don't mind the big dent. I actually have a new core at the back of the car for that. And we pulled the idle control valve pipe out, and same with the vacuum line that was on the back of the manifold down there, because it's not needed. Well, it's going to get blocked off because it used to run one of the gates, all them stupid solenoids, which I think these are these stupid solenoids, which I'm just going to bung up as well if I don't need them. The only thing I need over here, oh, I bunged up that too with the bolt. Water in, water out, or vice versa, oil in, oil out. And then I need a vacuum line for gate from somewhere. Which there used to be a blow-off valve here, so there's got to be one of those lines was for the blow-off valve. So I need two, blow-off valve and gate, unless I put the blow-off valve over there. I've got my oil return in, which I'm going to have to rethink how it gets to the turbo because that manifold is just all in the way. My feed line is a little long, but you know, I'm going to call this a service loop so you can leave it on and pull it out of the way. I might order a shorter hose, I don't know. But that's on. I'm just looking at water lines into the turbo. It's a giant banjo fitting in there, but I've put an extra couple of bends in here. They're not the smoothest, but they're enough. And I'm hoping to go somewhere down, clearing the manifold, and one onto here and one onto here somehow. So this is the other one I got. But like, they're just completely the wrong angle, so I'll see what I can bend to make fit. But I have done things. So I've had the whole front of the housing off just to give me some space. This one I've given it a bit of a bend. It does still kick back. I might square it up a little bit. It's just, you know, it is what it is. A piece of shit. So I'll square that up so it's level. This other one, I added a bend and another bend, and then I kinked it a little bit, and then I bent it some more, and it's not that great, but it points out here, which I don't know which one. Maybe I can, it's probably going to be easier to go this one to the lower one, just a big nice slow curve, and this one maybe not, maybe down and around. I don't know. Going on, my friends, it's a miserable rainy day. We have done some exhaust work. Now I haven't been videoing it because I've been in and out of here like 50 times. Up here, under there, up here, you know what it is. You cut like the tiniest bit and line it up. But anyway, so we got stainless 3-inch. Don't mind where my clamp is. The battery's disconnected, whatever you want. So I actually have this tacked. 2 tacks here, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit open at the bottom of the V-band. Look, it was just a pain, and it's a shit V-band, and you know, don't worry, things happen. It'll be fine. It'll seal. So I've got a cut down 90 into a 45, down the bottom into another cut down 90 into a flange. There is a pipe on the gate. It's loose at the moment, so I could get the dump in, and then if I have to, I can add a little 45 into the gate. I'm going to pull it out, and you can have a look at it, and then I'm going to weld it. And definitely wearing gloves when I'm welding, and all the long shirt, everything you're supposed to, doing safety stuff. Dump pipe. A little bit of a gap under the V-band, I'll weld it. Got a couple of ugly stitches for now. That flange has only got 2 tacks. I need to make sure it's right, and then put another tack and weld it. I'll do that last in case it moves a little. There you go. Ta-da! There you go. Basic. Not the neatest welds. Not the horriblest welds. No, I can't say that. No shit rainbows. Here's where we're at. This is the one under the bottom. Oh, I didn't weld the flange. Fuck, I should do that. Needs a hole. There's threads in the plate, but I'll get shorter bolts. This one I welded the inside of the hole because there was a real big gap under the wings. So it's got a stitch either side, and then just heated up the inside, hit the pipe with a hammer. Melted it in a good bit, and I just need to clean that up the tiniest bit. And that'll go in. I have completely forgot where I was up to. Turbo's in, some silicon is on, O2 set temp is in and bolted. I finally got my cooler, and it looks garbage, but it took 2 weeks to get here, so I'm using it. This is a fucking shit weld. Like, I'd slap this catch can together, and I'm not a welder. Well, I am a welder, but I'm not an alley welder. Like, they're not the best, but fuck, it's not this shit. And that's the good side. The other side's fucking even worse. But I'm sure you'll see what brand it is when it goes in. I'm gonna get that in and do some pipes, and then I can continue on with some pipes. I'll probably maybe something bit of this with a bit of something, like something, I don't know, something like that and something, and then another something, and you know, do all them noises. Yeah, finally we're getting close. Look how shit it looks. Look at that fucking weld, it's just garbage. Anyway, we're in kinda. I'm a little bit far forward. I haven't bolted my brackets, which I assume you can see. So it's just a couple of bits of alley bar, which I think there's some over there. I cut it with the rip saw because I don't know where the grinder is, and I didn't look that hard. But there it is, one cooler, kinda close to where it should be. I'll drill some brackets. I just wanted to make sure I could get my pipes back in, make sure my joiners are all okay, and we'll get some stuff. I got black silicons because, you know, that's how the car rolls. We are actually 3-inch inlet to a 2 3/4 out, but you know, I reckon we'll see where we end up there. Okay. Oh, I have 13%. We'll make this quick. So things happen, car runs, dash doesn't work because of aristo. There we go. See, fixed, professional. So we'll give it a little bit, but we've already given it a first little squirt, and it's making way too much boost. So I'll have to do something with a wastegate, with, you know, different springs, whatnot. Oh look, cyclists. Oh, they're dickbag kids. I'll give it a little bit of a jab once we warm up. Anyway, we're making a little bit much boost, so we get boost cut. But it fries out through first, and now and then it'll shift into second, and second does the same. The tires are pretty shit house, but you know, it does things. It makes the noises. Fuck, boost cut sucks. So anyway, it does. The noises are there. The flutter's there, even though it probably shouldn't be. There is a small leak at that V-band. I hate V-bands. So anyway, this is where we ended up. Mostly finished. I'm gonna call it mostly finished. We redid a charge pipe. I didn't acid it, so you know, not a fan. Don't like stainless anyway. I'm one of those guys. So we got our open breather. We got random plugs. Same with some more random plugs down there from all the solenoids and everything. They're doing things. We picked up the boost line pretty well from the front of the turbo straight into the gate. The stainless is slowly discoloring. Everything else is, I don't know, doing stuff. All my water lines are happy. All my oil line, all that stuff's all happy. That's happy too. It's, don't worry, free range. Think of the chickens. So I did an ugly cut job on the silicon before I realized how to do it nicely on somebody else's car. I did a real nice job on it. I was like, man, I fucked that up. Anyway, you can tell that the front is actually much hotter than the back looking at it, because that's like purple and you've got gold down the back. So, but don't worry about what fuel ratios are doing, because that whole intake's coming off and then cams are going in, and
probably injectors
future, yeah, and ECU. And anyway, I could do a recap of what we actually did, but
turbo.
I'll do that not today, because we got to do bearings on the boat trailer because it hasn't been used in too long. Anyway, there's a thing. We're going to go hopefully fix a thing and do a thing and stuff. That can stay up and